Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Welcome,
Grand
sisters.
Rising.
Grand Rising. Welcome, sisters. Welcome, guests. Welcome anyone who's joining us on the Zoom this morning. We're so thankful and blessed to be here and to present the show today. Going forward, oh my goodness, we don't have card reading like normal.
Oh, we have to get something. I don't know. Mama
actually,
Evelyn, you got something over there?
Yeah.
This is Danny's deck.
Okay, good.
what is
Check
it?
yourself. This is
Danny's
Danny's deck of cards. Check yourself.
Okay.
Danny's with me on Friday.
Okay.
She has those, she made those cards.
Mm-hmm. And on a ring. And she said what she does is she takes them off the ring and like throws them up. I'll do that. Hopefully they don't fly everywhere. Let's just see what message we have for today. Let me
All
make some
right.
space. Okay. Okay, there's 3 that came up. Pray, ease, and hush.
Oh,
Ooh, I like
okay.
those.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
I need my glasses.
Pray, ease, and hush.
Okay.
Mhm.
Pray. Pray when you need to and when you don't. Pray out loud or quietly. Pray with others or alone. Pray outside or inside. Pray to Spirit, God, Goddess, Jesus, Universe, Mary, Buddha, Mother Earth, Mohammed, whatever your choice is.
Right.
Pray the way it feels good to you. Sit, stand, kneel, lie down, dance, chant, drum, sing, or speak. Pray for yourself and others. Amen. A woman, Ashe.
Okay.
I see.
Shay.
Okay.
Okay, second one is ease. Instead of thrusting your way out into the world, ease into a new job experience or opportunity. Ease your mind. Ease into a new rhythm. When you see someone struggling, offer them an easier way. When you see yourself struggling, ease up. When you start to lose control, ease up and ease yourself back into the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
Third one is hush. Hush now. Stop explaining and discussing. Rest your throat and your mind. When you've said enough, hush. When you've said too much, definitely hush.
Hush.
When you begin to sound negative or ugly, hush. When you feel like whining, hush. When you start dredging up words to fill the space, hush. Hear the power of saying nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Be quiet.
Okay.
Be quiet. Yeah. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All three touch me today, because I believe in the power of prayer. ease, what I was sharing with you all earlier, is just allow. The ease part is like just to allow what I'm going through and not to fight it, but to accept this is where I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hush adds to that. Don't talk about it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Just
Mm-hmm.
accept.
Have you Grand Rising, Danny? Guess what just happened, Danny? You were summoned, girl.
You
Soon as
sure
you come
were.
on, we'll tell you.
She's on mute. Yeah.
As soon as you
Unmute
come
yourself.
off of mute, we'll tell you what just happened. So, Jacqueline, have you done any writing? Any just sit down, don't think, and just write, just let your hand move?
I
Oh,
have
Grand
not.
Rising. Sorry.
Grand Rising. I have not.
Yeah, try that. Danny.
Yes.
Guess what was just read? Because we didn't have any cards to read.
Okay.
Go ahead and show her.
Oh my God. Oh, Evelyn. Oh my goodness. The
And
check yourself cards. Oh
Three
my
cards.
God.
And the three cards that fell up, I assume, since she tossed them in the air.
Yes.
Pray, ease, and hush.
Oh, hush is my favorite card. Out of the whole deck, they're all my favorites, but that hush is really, really close to my heart. Oh, well, praise God.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting divine idea out of the mind of God. Yeah.
Mm.
Because that's just what it was. You know, oftentimes we get messages from God to get up and do this, get up and go there, whatever it is. And I was just so defiant. I didn't want to get up and write. And God said, get up now and write down what I tell you.
Mm.
And I was like, okay.
Right.
Okay. And truly it has been a blessing. So I've been following spirit, and I swear to God, never steered me wrong, ever.
Ever.
And those cards are a result of listening to God. You know, they were 13 years in the making before they were produced. And because I produced them, I copied them, laminated them, punched the holes in them, and sold them at workshops and sent them out everywhere. School teachers have it. So I'm just grateful, and I'm glad that they can keep blessing somebody. And I'm glad to be here. Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Grand Rising. Yes.
Grand Rising. Lakeisha's zooming in.
Hey.
Star has popped in. Sandy's popped in. Mm-hmm.
Hi, wonderful ladies.
Hi. Oh, I just want y'all to see. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe it's because of the orange. But Mama Evelyn is just popping and glowing today.
Yeah, she
I thought she
is.
had makeup on and stuff, you know, her
I
hair.
know that's a natural glow
gorgeous.
she got going on this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Little love, and you see what, and then Jackie opened up and she said, well, you know, we usually start with a reading of something, some cards, and then I said, well, we started looking around, and there it was right there. Evelyn had your cards. All right, now God will
Ooh, God is
provide.
so good, right? God is so good.
So we should start sharing. We'll start sharing both when Deitra's here. We can do, I don't see why we can't do both.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Because that was nice, because Sister Danny, I shared, you know, that all three words touched me this morning. So
Oh,
thank you.
wonderful. Thank you. I thank God. I just thank God.
Yeah,
I thank
I
God for
remember
all of you, you know, and what you bring to this experience, you know, all of your gifts and all of your talents. You know what? Sometimes when I get off the call, I just weep. I just
Oh,
weep at the beauty. Now I'm gonna put myself on. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna put myself on. I spent a little bit more time than my daily spiritual practice than I normally do, and I looked up at the clock and I say, "Oh, it's 8 o'clock." But I just weep at the beauty individually and collectively,
mhm.
you know, as a whole. So yeah, I say that, and then I'm going to can y'all hear my next door neighbor's dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I tell you, you know what? They are new neighbors, and they came with a dog, and his name is Tupac, and he has been letting his presence be known right under my massage room. Okay.
Oh, no, right.
I know, right?
Right.
But God is good. All is well.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
I'm gonna mute myself, and
mhm,
I look forward to the morning.
mm.
So did anyone else with the words that were shared with pray, ease, and hush have any thoughts
Oh,
or
hush reminds me of one day I was so upset. I was so upset that I had called my pastor. And Pastor Renee, she's I was telling her what was going on, and blah 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 blah, and somebody had told me to hold their money so they won't spend it on drugs. So I'm holding her money. She comes to the door. She wants her money, and I know where she's going. No, I'm not giving you your money. You told me not to give you your money. Well, I want my money. Blah, blah, blah. You're just going to go down there and spend it on the drugs and stuff. No, I ain't. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So I'm talking to Pastor Renee, and I'm so upset. And she said, it's her money, Sheila, give her her money, or she'll find another way. It might not be as pleasing, to get the money. So I'm just fussing and fussing. And then I started to cuss. And it came out in tongues. So, I was ready to, I don't know nobody. So that's the way the spirit hushed me. I was ready to go in. It was not going to be pretty words at all. And I ended up speaking in tongues. So that was hush, hush. That was my hush. Pray, ease, and hush. Pam, how does those words hit you? Pray, ease, and hush. That was the word. Those were the words for this morning.
Well, pray, or conversation with God, as I call it, happens all day. Ease, you said,
Mm-hmm.
and then hush. When I heard the word hush, I thought about that song that says, hush, somebody's calling my name. So when the spirit is calling my name, I need to hush because Spirit has something she wants to say.
Mhm.
And it is better to listen the first time
And do it.
and do it, because especially depending on the importance of it, that voice does not relent and let go.
Mhm.
So you might as well answer and respond with ease. Make it easier on yourself, because I have learned that even though we may not understand why the voice is saying what the voice is saying, there is always a bigger picture that we do not see yet.
Mhm.
God does. And I don't want to be responsible for delaying the inevitable. Whatever it is that God has planned, it's probably not just for me. So I don't want anybody else to suffer and wait because I didn't do what God said. So that is the way the 3 words hit me.
You didn't hear God say, give Sheila all your money?
That one I had to put on the shelf.
You need a confirmation for that one, right? Grand Rising, Sister Deitra.
Grand Rising. Oh my goodness. I want you all to know that I have a new person here with me, my
Oh,
mother,
yeah, right.
and she was up all night.
Yeah, I could see by your face and your eyes.
Yes,
All
Lord. And so
night.
when I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh. So please pardon me, but good to be here.
Yes, yes. What we've
How
done
is
so
she?
far is Jacqueline opened us up, and
Yay.
then Mama Evelyn read from Danny's cards.
Wonderful. Yay.
And then Danny showed up.
Hey, yeah, there's Danny. I see her.
So the 3 words that Mama Evelyn said was pray, ease, and hush.
Mm.
Mhm. So anyone else did this hit? Bridget, can you speak?
Oh, you must have felt that because I was saying, oh, it definitely, all 3 hit me. So prayer is something that I always do. It's me in my prayer closet first thing in the morning of shower, because I like go to God clean. And then that's me and his conversation, however long that takes and whatever flows out.
Yeah.
The
You
ease.
have a prayer closet?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I have a walk-in closet. I go in there and I close the door. And that is where I go. And my significant other, he knows. If he comes in the room and I'm not in that room and I'm nowhere else in the house, he knows, don't come in that closet because that's where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
And that's my personal time. So whatever you need, clothes, whatever you need, you better get that before I go in there. And I'm usually in there about 5:30 in the morning. And that's conversation time. That's on my FaceTime. However it's coming through. The ease, all 3 cards spoke to me so heavy. And it all came out of prayer this morning. The ease is he's changing where I'm going. And I can't fight that. And there's been a peace that's come with it. So I will talk about what has happened in the last several weeks that I've told. Only 3 people know. But in December, and Danny, you might remember this, when the 1st December I came on and I burst out in tears and I said, this was, my dad That was the week that he started making his transition.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
there was another piece to that. I had a conversation before I came on because I was late coming on. I was talking to my boss. And in the middle of her and I just talking, I said, I'm retiring this profession in 2023. It came out of nowhere. And I was like, okay. And she said, I knew that was coming. I've been watching you take these classes. And I said, yeah, I'm retiring this profession. When I came onto the call, I didn't give myself a chance to process
Yes.
what I had said. So not only was December has been a cleaning, or what I call God doing a roto-rooter peeling of the onion job. This has to go, this has to go, this has to go, you can't take this has to go, this has to go. So it's been a lot of cleansing and cleaning going on, but at the same time, I've been kind of slightly freaking out, but feeling his peace at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Yes, yes, yes.
I feel his peace, but I'm freaking out at the same time of I'm moving into what he's done over these last several years.
Yeah.
And when you see the works of his hands and what he's been doing, and you're now moving into that, and you know how little kids are like, you're trying to drag them along and they're screaming, no, but they really want to go.
Right.
That's kind of me right now. So
Good for you.
So the ease part spoke to me. Ease into this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't run, just ease your way in. The hush was stop explaining to people. Stop. You're trying to explain what people don't understand because it's the vision he gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So shut up, stop explaining, and just follow what you're being led to do.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I prayed about this morning, that's why I was like, wow, that hit hard, is sometimes we're like a boat. He's our anchor. We pray and we ask him to be anchors in storms. But this morning I had to pray and I said, be my anchor in calm seas. Remind me that you are my anchor all the time.
Yeah.
Because as you start to move into your destiny and the destiny he has for you, little distractions come up. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, and it's a story that kind of replayed in my mind of people who talked about, I was at the beach and I was in my little rubber dinghy boat or tube or what have you. And I floated out to sea and didn't realize I fell asleep and I was quietly floating away and didn't see land anymore.
Ooh.
That's little distractions of life.
Yes.
Little things that don't have anything to do with what he has for you that pop up. And sometimes it comes in the form of other people's voices. You should do this. You should do that. Yes. Those should slowly move you away. And now you've lost sight.
Oh, Bridget, thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. That's a good share because it's real. It's real.
It's real. So that all encompassed the hush. Be quiet. Let people say whatever they're going to say, but you do what's been placed in you to do. They can speak what they want to speak, but you have the power and the free will of, are you going to follow that? Or are you going to tell, thank you very much for your suggestion? And you don't even necessarily have to say, that's not the route I'm going.
Right.
Yes.
So your response can be, thank you for sharing.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing. And you don't have to explain what that means or anything. You are absolutely right. But stop explaining, stop discussing, stop. Thank you for sharing and keep it moving.
Yes.
Mhm. I loved it when you talked about the ease because, you know, I share so much that Elizabeth is like one of the easiest things that I've done, you know, because I, it's in my every prayer, like you said. I'm sure all of us walk, all of our thoughts are prayers, whether we are intent on that or not. But when we're thinking, God hears us. And yeah, when I just think about Elizabeth and who we are, what we are, and I know that our purpose is so it's big, but it's so important what we are as a collective and each of us individually, what our, you know, what's coming down the pipe. And God is preparing us for a work that we know not of. Something we probably haven't even thought how, you know, how we can, oh yeah, I'm perfect for this job. Oh, I'm perfect for this job. And God said, stuff, I'm gonna do some stuff. When I think about Elizabeth, when I think about where, you know, where I always wanted it to be at the embassy suite and all the different rooms and how I saw it, God will show you something that looks like something that's familiar to you because you don't know of this other thing yet. So when I went to find a location, and then went to the embassy suite, I just saw we're in the embassy suite right now. That's what we're doing right now. The embassy suite. We're in each one of our different rooms, seeing and sharing with one another freely and able to come and go freely. Does not mean that it's going to be the embassy suite. And how God would just show you a vision of something, but truly every detail is not there. You're still easing into it. That's what when I think about the ease, God will ease you into it. Ease you into it, even if he brings you through the back door. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes like my son braiding hair. Oh, he definitely came in the back door. That was not what he was going to do, yet he is so anointed in doing what he's doing, you know. And when he took over for me, because I was going to something else, doing something else, and he just eased him right on into that position, and then he's been doing teaching ever since, you know. So, you know, and then like I said, that hush. Sometimes we just need to shut up. I'm gonna tell them off. I'm gonna tell them off. And sometimes it's not even about telling them off. You're gonna tell them something good, but it's not for you to tell it. It's not for you to tell it. I was thinking about one of the things that said, some things are good things to do. That was good, baby, but it wasn't the right thing.
In the moment, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when you told the kids to do a certain thing when you left and you had a reason for it. You were bringing people in. Well, they did something else, which was really nice. Look, mommy, I did this. Oh, that's beautiful, but that's not what I told you to do, honey. You know, so that's what I think about when about the hush. And like I said, how God just took over my tongue when I was about to do a tongue lashing that day, boy.
And
You received it instead.
yeah,
Yeah. Let me control this
because
tongue.
there are things that are ours to do. All right. And part of that hush is recognizing, does this need to be said? Does this need to be said now? And
Mhm.
does it need to be said by you?
Mm.
Okay.
Well,
Does it need? Yes.
Sister Danny, you know, sometimes, just like I'm sure Queen experienced, things just come so fast.
Yeah.
You don't even think about it. It's not even a thought, but at the same time, like when I shared with you all about wanting to change a behavior or a certain way we manage, and then start looking back within ourselves to what hits that point before we can learn that. So if speaking out, words coming out before we had a chance to actually think about it, to stop it, and if that's a quality, we have to recognize that and then start really saying, okay, I don't want to just blurt stuff out anymore. So when you start recognizing that, you can start getting to that point where you can stop, think, should it be said? Does it need to be said? And if I do say it, am I saying it as a support, or am I saying it as a
Yeah.
lash?
Absolutely.
You have to be able to ask yourself that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what
And
happened we ask God for the spirit of discernment, and what it is that you would have me. The prayer each morning for me is, thank you, God, for this gift of breath. Now, what it is you would like for me to do, where is it that you would like for me to go? What is it you'd like for me to say, and to whom? Then allow God to move it. And Jackie, those times when we do blurt stuff out, because we can set an intention not to do it, but it's gonna happen. God knows it's gonna happen. Okay, so don't beat yourself up about it. It's an opportunity to practice. And so we say, "Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. Please forgive me," and keep it moving. Don't stay in the, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Don't stay there. Don't stay there, because that's wasted energy. It's wasted energy, you know? And so those things, whatever your intention is, let the intent pull you forward through the course of the day. As Bridget was saying, she goes into her prayer closet and you know, she sets her intention for the day or whatever it is. Now, if you just getting up, just going on willy-nilly, you don't have anything to follow. You don't have an intent to align yourself with. That's why a daily spiritual practice is so important. You know, you get up and you're telling God, okay, God, this is how I would like to order my day, you know? So walk with me, speak to me during the course of the day, hold me up if I'm falling, you know, whatever it is. If you set the intent, then, you know, you'll have the support. And so, and every woman living needs a daily spiritual practice. If you don't get up and do nothing but hit the floor and say, God, thank you, order my steps, that is enough. That is enough. But you have to listen to the Spirit of God, you know, for the guidance and the direction.
Well, ladies, with what you all have shared, it brought a reminder to me. And I was kind of thinking about this. I'm 62 now. And I was thinking, how long ago was this? But I think it's been about 30 years ago, 30, 20, in that range. I was going through a time of questioning. You know how we ask God, do this, or we pray for certain things. So I was at the point during that time of I was word searching. You know, I've shared with you that I've gone through the Bible. I've done, I think, 3 or 4 going through the Bible for a year. I've done that about 3 or 4 times. And one time I was questioning, is it okay for us to plan? So I actually did a biblical study to see what does God's word say about planning. And I learned, and I remember, I know I've got it somewhere, but I remember writing it out, all the scripture and everything that supported my study to understand. But the bottom line of it was, we have free choice. God allows us, or we are given that choice to plan, to make plans. Yet in his word, it's like it stated, and I don't remember the exact scripture, but when we seek God's will and his direction in our lives, while we are allowed to plan and desire things, ultimately, when we are of his, her will, he orders our steps. We can plan, I want to go this route, but then as we're going that route, it's like, start teetering. And when it's of what we should, the way I said it, when it's of what we are actually to be doing, we are comfortable with that. We, to me, it feels right. Okay, yes, I plan to go down that path, but now I'm being led this path, and it's comfortable and it's feels right. It might be sometimes might be a little, but then at the same time, we're still okay. So we can. So the way I see this is, while we can make plans, he orders our steps. And it's going to go the way it needs to go for our lives at that, and it's right for us. That's what's reminded of for me, for what you all ladies have shared today, that I'm reminded that years ago I learned this. And the same with prayer. I shared, I feel I'm in constant prayer state. I'm thankful, because I know this breath that I'm taking, it wouldn't be happening if it's of him.
Yeah.
And, there's something else that I remind myself of, is we always shout about the yeses. When we ask God for something and he says yes, and you get what you ask for. But I also remind myself that no,
that's right,
our protection.
Right.
Come on.
He can see what you cannot see. Whether it's no, because if you go around that corner and over that hill, you're going to slam your face into that wall. I can see that. You can't. Wait is, you may not be ready for that. So I need to work on your character, or I need whatever it is that he's working on. And I had somebody tell me something that every time, the first time he said it to me, I looked at him like he was crazy. I now understand what it means. He would say, everything is like a chessboard, where you may want to go, God may need to bring other people around you to help you to do that. But you can't jump and run and go do it. All the pieces have to fall in place. So that's why I've learned to understand that wait, and sometimes that no, because that no is, that's not right. But down the line, you realize, ooh, thank you for protecting me, because that would have been a mess had you allowed what I wanted to happen. Because I wanted that from my flesh, but you saw so much more. And so I was trying to remember, he knows the end from the beginning. So that means you didn't see all of that. So let me just sit my little hips down and be quiet and wait.
We got Star and Deitra. Hands are up.
I like what you're saying, Bridget. And I go back to where you were talking about not explaining. Somebody sent me this, I don't remember who it was, but it said, no one else is supposed to understand your calling. It wasn't a conference call. And With each one of us, there are things that God has said that we just cannot explain.
Mhm.
And we don't need to feel bad about the fact that we can't explain it. It's a conversation between us as an individual and God. It's not meant for everybody to understand.
Mhm.
And so when we talk about not explaining and ease, and because it is better to go through this journey with ease than chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ease is of God, chaos is not. And if you think about trying to explain what God has said, or just hushing and being quiet and waiting for God to explain more of what he has said, then it's much better. It's easier. The journey is easier and removes the rocks, because walking on rocks is very uncomfortable. And I really like these 3 words.
Mm,
Thank you,
mhm,
Mama Ella. Where she go?
Yes.
And
mhm,
thank you. This is an excellent conversation.
mhm. Yes.
Excellent.
It's Danielle.
Danielle, I mean, I'm sorry,
Deitra.
Deitra?
Greetings, everyone, Grand Rising.
Mhm. Rising.
Let's see, I have 2 things I want to share when it comes to ease. This has been a interesting time for me right now. This whole, for the last 8 hours, I've seen someone who has no mind, or has a mind but doesn't know what's there and how it works and what's going on, go to prayer. I mean, praying through the night, the Lord's Prayer and everything. And I was like, that's beautiful. And it just made me really realize how important that component of being able to go inside and reach the God within us, on a daily basis, because she did it. She went there. Even though it didn't seem conscious, but maybe it was, I can't speak to it, but that was beautiful to me. It was a good example. And the second thing I want to share with you is that I talked to Mama Raziya. She gives her greetings. And she's doing fine. She had a rough day yesterday. Her knees are kind of aching, so she just wanted to just relax. But she's here in spirit.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
All
Mhm.
right, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Deitra, I want to say that we sisters, we want to keep Deitra lifted because,
Yeah.
she has her mother. Is it your mother-in-law?
My mother-in-law, yes.
Mother-in-law staying with her, and that's going to be a major change on her life. And I could feel it even when you were talking about her. And that's so precious that inside, when we don't have all these distractions and stuff, like what you were saying about your mother-in-law, that her relationship with God is intact there. There's, and whatever she's thinking, I'm in a new place, we don't know what she's saying because of the mental state that she's in physically for us to connect with her. But
Yes.
that relationship with God never, that connection.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
If God,
It's even thicker when you don't have all those distractions, Danny.
if God's power is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent,
Mhm.
that means always at all times.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
No matter what affliction, no matter what issue, no
Right.
matter what.
Yes.
So if we recognize that, and no matter what we see our friends and our family going through, God is there.
Yes. Yes.
And see, we keep jumping up in the fray, trying to help people and do this and take you, and that ain't your business.
Right. Right.
That ain't your business. Now, Deitra, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the heart that you and your husband and your family have, that we have to take in our loved ones who can no longer take care of themselves, and to be able to do that not only financially, emotionally, physically.
Yeah.
And Aduni is right. We will hold you up in prayer.
Thank you, thank you.
Because being a caregiver is no joke.
Right.
And I'm quite sure Danielle can speak to that with all of the clients that she has and that she works with. And she can probably tell you that his family members won't step up. No, I ain't doing that. No, you know. And so it is. It is. So I honor you. I honor you and your husband.
Well,
for,
thank you. Thank you for being there. Yes, thank you.
yeah, stepping up in the gap, baby. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and when it's 24/7, it's not like
Yes.
you go there and then you
Right.
clock out. It's
Yeah.
24/7.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Danielle has her hand raised.
I'm raising my hand because I can't figure out how to put my hand up while driving.
You
But
drive, dear.
but I do want to say, I want to acknowledge you, Deitra, for taking on what is it? Taking on caring for your mother-in-law. And the biggest advice that I can get is build your village and your support team, because there are resources out here for what is it, family members. If it gets overwhelming, like my last client, it was 5 hours a day. He was able to go and go grocery shopping. He was able to take a nap. He was able to get a break. By the way, I have availability. I'm gonna throw that out there because I'm trying to figure out life right now. But it was there, you know what I'm saying? You can bring in help, you know what I'm saying, so that you can focus on your business health, even if it's just to get a bath and go for a walk. Don't forget about your self-care while caring for somebody else, even though it's 24 hours, because a lot of caregivers feel like, I gotta give my all. I gotta, put all my stuff on the back burner, and then they get something called caregiver burnout. Now you're feeling resentment. Now you're angry because you got to take care of this person. And then you get to hear the I don't have time. You create the time. But hit me up, Deitra, because there are resources out here. And then there's a different type of care. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different resources out here that a lot of people don't realize that you can get in order to make sure that you have a balanced foundation while caring for the person. Like I said, my last client, I was 5 hours a day for the son to go do whatever he needed to do, go grocery shopping, go take a nap. One day he came to me, is it okay for me to go get a beer? I'm like, go do what you gotta do. Like, it's okay. I'm like, she's good. For the 5 hours, 6 hours I'm here, she and I, we good. But just remember, there are resources out here to make sure that you and your husband are taken care of. There were times him and his wife went to go lunch. And I'm glad to be a blessing so that they can go and just still be able to live life while caring for somebody.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Thank you so much. And I felt it for the first time last night, not being able to sleep because she didn't sleep. It just switched. She slept all day, but she did not sleep last night. So that was something.
Also, I'm going to say, use your holistic training as well.
Okay.
She can't sleep. Get that diffuser with that lavender.
Okay, good point.
You know what I'm saying? Now's the time, because that's your mother-in-law, you can bring in the holisticness to help.
Yes.
To help her out, so she can't. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what to do. You got the teas.
Right.
She can't sleep. Give her a nice tea. That will relax her. That will calm her down. And then call me. You and I could talk. We can consult. Okay. We can talk. We can come up with a plan that makes sense. And then also, like I said, check into the resources. You still got a full-time job that you're working. So you might need somebody there a couple of hours during the day so that you can go to work. And there's stuff that if she's a VA, if she was married to a veteran, there's free resources. There's free caregiving resources for the spouse of a veteran, the wife of a veteran. So you're not paying out of pocket.
Yes.
There's like I said, there's the private duty resource. There's even the state resource if she qualifies. So there are resources out here so that how can I say this? So you don't lose all of yourself. You don't
Right.
lose your mind, because
Right.
caring for a loved one, it can be difficult when you don't have the right resources
Right.
to help you
True.
out.
Okay.
So
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Woo.
I want to say I'm available after 1 o'clock today. So just text me. And
Okay.
once I get a grasp of the situation, honestly, this is the field that I really want to get into. I really want to be more of a case manager than I am the caregiver.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of people don't know the resources. They don't know what help is available to them. And they're stressing out about the bills and the doctor's appointments. You can even have a visiting doctor and a visiting nurse, occupational therapy and physical therapy come to the house.
Oh,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
nice.
You can, there's stuff out there based upon her medical insurance that will make this journey a lot easier. So
Sounds
yeah,
wonderful.
just give me a call, and we'll see
Okay.
what we can come up with a plan. We can come up with a plan.
Thank you. I sure will connect with you. Yes.
You're welcome.
I say, Lakeisha, thanks for that, Danielle. That's a big help.
Mhm.
Yes.
Lakeisha?
Yes, I wanted to commend you for taking care of your loved one, because I was young and with 2 children, and that's one reason why I'm an advocate for people, for the children and grandchildren, because at a young age I ended up with the responsibility of taking care of my grandmother, who had dementia as well as was schizophrenic.
Mhm.
And I couldn't believe nobody didn't have any life insurance on her. Like, I just felt like that was just so unfair to put that type of burden on a young person. Like, I was young, my life did a whole 360, like a whole 360. I was vibrant, active, out there. And my life did a whole 360. And if it wasn't for the support, and my mom, she was a medical social worker, so she was able to guide me. And most of my clients were older seniors, and so they provide a lot of wisdom to me. So I have like over 1,000 clients, and they helped me through that process. Like she had indicated that there are a lot of resources that's out there. I don't know if you heard of Area Agency on Aging. They will come out and they will wash her clothes, cook, clean. That was a relief for me. They may come in like 3 times out the week. They'll do an assessment for you. And that was a big help to come out. They won't wash your clothes. They won't cook for you, but at least they'll cook for her, wash her dishes or his dishes that is being done. And also they have something called respite care. So like if you need a break or a vacation, like I was able to go to a vacation as I was used to traveling and I needed a break. So it's places called respite care where you can take your loved one. They'll be in good hands and you'll be able to, even if you don't go anywhere, you just might want a few days or a week. So there are a lot of resources that's out there. You're going to have a lot of people that say, oh, God going to bless you. God. I didn't want to hear that at the time. God going to bless you for taking care of your grandmother, because it was really tough. Like, it was really tough for me being young with 2 kids and not knowing how to handle those things. So
Oh,
I
thank
just want
you
to
for sharing.
give you
Thank
a
you.
lot of blessings, and everything is in divine order, and it's gonna work itself out.
I received that. Yes, yes.
Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. We can go to Jacqueline. You're doing a presentation today?
I'm doing a guided discussion today. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you don't need to share the screen?
No, I don't.
Okay. I want to thank all the sisters for sharing and giving that support to Deitra. She knows we're here. We're here for you, girl.
Yes.
We're
And
here
any other sister that needs help, we to share so we can support you.
I
So
have to do this one thing. I,
what?
hold on. It's just so beautiful. Y'all see that?
She beautiful today.
Yeah, that glow.
Mama Evelyn
That
on
glow.
blast.
Look at that glow.
That's cool.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I caught you, Mama. I caught you in action.
yeah. But don't take this the wrong way, but it looked like you got some. Okay.
Girl, Danny, did I not ask her? I said,
You did.
So did.
did you get
Oh my
I
goodness.
thought she had makeup on. She said, I don't have no makeup on. Is she even on here? I don't think she's on.
Did she get off?
Let me see. Mama Evelyn. There she is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's there.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing. I said, did you get some last night, this morning?
Mama Evelyn said, you all are wrong. I know she can talk for herself, but
Oh, we ain't wrong. We just real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real, baby. Woo.
I got you in action, honey.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
now don't forget, even though she said no, you said even if it was in the imagination, it
Yeah,
still
because she
works.
said she went to the back.
Mhm. It's still
And she looked at all, where her vision of the space, her studio, and I said, well, that's like sex. That's an orgasm
is. That's it.
right
That's right.
Yeah.
there. Okay, okay, Jacqueline, we're going to behave.
Never. Okay.
I ain't making that promise. Okay. I
I ain't making that promise either.
Like Jackie says, make it fun. Miff it today. Miff it.
Yep.
Fun. Make it fun today. Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, peace. I'll go ahead and get started. But I had thought of making this a presentation, but this is the last presentation of at least the series of my sharing with you all about finding ways or identifying ways to reduce the stress in your life relative to your money management. And the topic was 369. And relative to the system that I've shared with you that I've used and several of you now are using also, the 369 actually it stands for a focus. It stands for a goal point. 3 standing for as you learn and grow in managing your finances to identify resources that can be like an emergency, to build an emergency fund. The 3 stands for the first emergency fund for you to have is $3,000 liquid cash available that if you have an emergency, you don't have to go to a credit card. If you have an emergency around, your car, something with your car, something with your home, or just emergency, you have to travel because of a family emergency, you got $3,000 cash available. And with that $3,000, again, we talked about the stocks and bonds and things, that you will have $3,000 that's in something that's not just a bank account that's giving you an interest rate above 0.05% a year, so that there's a small interest building with that, but still it's available to you that if you need that cash. Now, it doesn't mean you can't use a credit card. If you have a credit card and you're managing your credit cards well, you can pay for something with the credit card because you've got that $3,000 cash available. You pay for it with the credit card, and then you can use that money to then pay that cash, because we had talked about with credit, you know, credit is not a bad thing. It's how you manage it, and it's how you keep it within a certain limit of your income so that it's beneficial to you in the long run. So again, the 3 stands for $3,000. The 6 is 6 months worth of either your income if you work full time, 6 months of your income, again, put away. This is over and above the 3,000. 6 months of your income put away for an emergency. Let's say if you're working, and for instance, like for myself, I hadn't gotten to this point. This is about 6 years ago now that I had to stop working. And I was on the process of building that $6,000 cushion, but I had to stop working, and I stopped working for 9 months. And at the time, I didn't have the funds in my savings or put away, so I had to take money out of my 401k at the time, and I'm thankful for being able to do that. But over and above that for myself, but I was working toward building that 6 months of whatever your salary is, 6 months worth of that put away as an emergency. So if you wanted to or needed to go through a life transition, it wouldn't break you. It wouldn't put you on the hole or anything, because you had that put away. So that's what the 6 months. So if you have a full-time job, 6 months of your salary, but I've been sharing with people that are entrepreneurs and they work, you know, they work on what they make, then if not the income, because if the income is kind of fluctuating because you don't know how much is coming in, then you identify 6 months worth of your expenses. Whatever your monthly expenses are, then your goal is to build a fund that's equal to 6 months of those expenses. So again, if a transition, something, you have that money that'll help you tide over in that intro. And then the 9, for me, I was sharing using whatever system you use in building a financial knowledge, new processes, like with the system, whether it's this system as I showed you or some other system, you need to learn new behaviors. And with those new behaviors, it's, okay, when I go and purchase something, let me log it in. When I get income in, let me log it into that system. And you all know I support a computerized system, but whatever system you're working to use, make it a habit. Make it, and it's going to take a while. I had shared with you all back, I guess it was about the second meeting, maybe even the first meeting discussion on this. A habit takes at least 21 days at a minimum to start making it more normal for you to do it. So for whatever you start working on new, and you've got to make changes in your lifestyle or your life processes, set in your mind that, I say 30 days, just say 21 days, but 30 days that I'm going to do this. I'm going to make myself, if it's getting a Band-Aid or a ribbon or something to remind you, or even setting a reminder in your phone, like a clock alarm to say, did you do XYZ? Did you remember to do this? Something that's going to help you for 30 days to get whatever it is as a regular part of your behavior. With the system that I'm sharing that I use, and that, again, that some of the ladies are using, when I know I'm leaving out of the house to go buy something, I'll either at that moment go into the system and log in. I'm going to Target at this time. I know I'm going to Target, so I put it in when I get in the car. Or once I get to Target, if I didn't remember to put it in when I got in the car, before I go in the store, I'm going to open this system up and log in. I'm at Target, today's date. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but for me, I've set up when I'm in my car as that kind of reminder, okay, I'm going to buy something, I'm going to do something, then I'm setting it up to start making it a regular habit for myself. If doing it in a car, say if I forgot, which I have, I've forgotten, I'm going to the store, I'm standing in line, oh man, I'm standing in line, there's 5 people ahead of me. I just open up the phone and log in, I'm standing in line, I'm in Target. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but at least I'm getting it logged in. And then once the teller or the cashier logs it in, there's usually that pause, they're bagging or whatever. Okay, let me go ahead and put the amount in. And then press enter and it's finished. So the 9 represents giving yourself 9 months to make it a habit. Anything new, especially at, at our ages, or even for the younger people, at our age, we're so used to doing things a certain way. And sometimes even since with people that are using the system, and I'll ask, how are things going? Oh man, I keep forgetting. And all I can say is, I'll just repeat the same thing. Start making it a habit. You have to make it a habit. Find some way that's going to remind you to do it. If it's not when you're doing it, okay, for me, I'll keep the receipts. When I say if I forgot, and I have, or I didn't feel like it, whatever. I'm in the store, I've gotten to the store, I haven't logged it in, and then I'm walking out and it's like, man, I didn't log this in. So I'm putting the receipt in my purse. And then maybe when I get to the car, okay, if I feel like doing it, I'll do it. But there's been times at the end of the week, I'll look and I have like 15 receipts in my purse. It's like, okay, let me go ahead and log this in. Things like that happen to us, and it's okay. It's like we were just talking about the ease and the hush. Don't beat yourself over it. But you still, if it's in your heart and mind to make a change toward doing something, it's on you to be okay with how you're doing it, but it's also on you to want to do whatever you can to make that difference for yourself. So relative to making this just a discussion today, 369, yes, I thought of sharing this relative to the business stuff, because even with this system, the financial side of it, be it for yourself or for your business, I realize it's more than just for your business. To me, this discussion 369, you can say 369, I want to give myself 3 weeks to do something, to learn something new, learning something new, 3 weeks to making a change, 3 weeks to reading up on something, 3 weeks to whatever you want. Just the idea of just making a change for yourself. 3 weeks, 6 months, 9 months, 3,000, 6 months worth of expenses, say if that's $18,000, 9 months to get to the point where I know, what, I'm pretty set with this now in my life, because I've made that commitment and I want to do this, and I'm tracking it and I'm seeing the change and improvement. So relative to just setting goals, making plans, I kind of now wanted to open it up to ask you all, what are some things that you can, even if it's not financial, what are some changes, goal plan, goal setting that you all would like to share and put out there that we all can support you to say, okay, you said you want to do this, so how are you coming with it? Or the reminders for us to remind you, how are you coming with that? So I see Sister Danny's hand is up. So what would you like to share?
At the end of the year, I live alone. And so I had gotten to the point where I was packing things in my freezer, which makes no sense. And of course, everything that's in the back of the freezer gets forgotten. And so my intention for this year. I cleaned out everything, and I really, it disturbed me, the waste and the money of the items that were freezer, that were what do you call it? Freezer
burn.
freezer. And so as I was throwing out all of that, I set an intention. I said, I'm only going to meal shop. I'm not going to go to Sam's Club and shop and get all of the meats and pack it up and put it in the freezer. I'm going to set some meals for maybe 3 days. And then I'll shop for those 3 days for those meals. Now, in the course of doing it for 3 days, I may do something. It may last me the whole week, with leftovers or whatever. But my intention is never, ever to waste the money that I have spent in food. It just broke my heart. And so I don't want my heart broken no more about the stuff that I allowed to go and get freezer burned. I am meal shopping for the 3 days. And so I'm asking you all for your support, and check back in with me and so I can check back in with you to tell you, oh yes, it is working beautifully. I need to send y'all pictures of my freezer, okay? Where it is so clear and clean, all right? And I am excited for me because I get to save money that I have wasted in the past. And so that is my intention regarding what I had done in the past, but I'm becoming better now. Okay.
Very good.
And, yeah.
Thank you. And that brings what you're saying, money that you're saving. Remember that one of my first discussions with y'all about your financial management is when you follow a documentation of how you're spending your money, that could be one of those areas that, my sharing was for at least a month to 2 months. I say 2 months to just document how you're spending your money. And then you can go back at the end of those 2 months and look at the report of where your money had been spent. And if Sister Danny, you show that, every month I'm spending $400 on groceries, but then at the end of that 2 months, you look back and then you realize, man, half of that was sitting somewhere and then I wound up throwing it out because it had sat for so long, or I forgot it was in there. Vegetables are a really good one with that. It's, sometimes we buy all this vegetable. Next thing we know, we're throwing most of it out because it's mildew in the refrigerator. And then we forgot it was there, didn't use it. Then you can start adjusting your budget to say, instead of $400 a month, I'm only going to do $200 and see how, going forward 2 more months, see how that's panning out. But then that's $200 that now you can put in a savings account or put in some type of stocks or bonds that will allow you to start saving toward a bigger budget or bigger, like your expense, that $3,000 emergency fund. So that's where sometimes if we don't pursue getting multiple streams of income, we can just find income and adjusting how we're currently spending our money and where we're putting money towards, So I'm gonna tell you, I've done the same thing the last 2 months with my mom, when my mom moved here with me. But the last 2 months I've been purging, and we experienced the same thing, going into the freezer and it's like throwing out, oh, what's this? I don't know.
No, that's right. It's irrecognizable. Okay, I can't even recognize what it was.
So I start taking the stance now is when we put something, I'm actually, I use the Ziploc freezer bags.
Mhm.
Literally, I'm writing on it what it is and what date. But at the same time, like you're saying, the same thing, planning, I'm gonna buy food on a 3-day or 4-day period. I'm a meal
Yeah.
plan
Yeah.
so that I can stop buying all this stuff that ultimately is just gonna waste and wind up getting thrown out. Because mom loves saying, "Oop, there's something else you just throwing out. We wasted money." It's like, I'm not the only one living here, mom. So
And
anyone
the intention, not only that, but the intention of actually cooking the meals. That's it.
right,
Because let me tell you, it's easier to just buy something and come on home and relax than it is, But once you get into the habit or the routine, it's really simple. It only takes no more than a half an hour or at best an hour from preparation to where it's simmering and it's time to eat. So that's the other part of the intention, not only just to meal plan and get the food, but to cook it. Okay.
right,
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I'm very good in a meal plan because what has happened and what's happening, I don't know if you're watching the news, but because of everything going on with inflation, certain ingredients are actually getting more expensive. If it's expensive for us, it's expensive for the restaurants. And I noticed a huge increase in the price of food, period. And some of the stuff that's coming from some of these restaurants, it's not even of good quality. It's like I'd rather cook at home than sit here and spend $16. I know for me and my mate, it's about $30 for us to eat out, period. It don't even matter fast food. Fast food is about as expensive as how your low-end restaurants used to be back in the day. So it's like, it's cheaper for me to actually cook. And Jacqueline, I do use the method of writing down on the zip bag what it is and the date. I learned that from one of my clients. It's a very easy way of keeping things organized. And I know because my life gets busy, I do like putting stuff in the freezer. I grew up with a freezer mom who, if she made extra stuff, it would be in the freezer for that moment when you're like, okay, I don't feel like cooking. Oh, I can defrost it. Well, I'm getting out of the microwave, but oh, I got this in the thing. I do buy my stuff in bulk because it saves money. That I do know. And so I will put my chicken, get a big thing of chicken and put it in individual bags. Be ready, marinated. I do keep my seafood. And you're right, the fruits, the tricky part is the vegetables, because the vegetables across the board are just not lasting. They're just not lasting like they used to. It's like I want to eat more raw and more fresh fruits and vegetables, but it's like as soon as I get it, stuff used to last at least a week. Now it's not. So, I need to figure out a way of getting the fresh produce every 3 days, because that's the thing, like about how long they're lasting, literally about every 3 days. And if anybody has a banana bread recipe, they can throw in the chat. Got some bananas I need to do something with, either that or I'm gonna chop them up and make some nice cream with it, because they just don't, especially the organic stuff, it just does not. 3 days is about the max that is lasting.
I got a good one, but I don't know about putting it in the chat, but I'll send it out.
Send it out. Thank you, Danny.
Speaking of send it out, Danny, they have still been waiting on that rites of passage.
I sent it. You didn't.
I know, but
I resent it to the one you told me to.
My dear, and I'm getting your breakfast together.
Would you please send it to Pam, because my program for
okay, we'll do your
Can
feature.
someone,
Okay, I'll resend it to Pam.
send it to Pam and then she'll send it out.
Okay, great.
Thank you, dear.
any other thoughts, someone?
Well, I know that since this is the beginning of the year, this is perfect time that I really want to take on keeping up with my money. I want to be, my desire, my aim is to have money be my best friend, and it likes to come to me. It's like, let's go to Sheila, let's go to Queen Aduni. because she now knows how to take care of me. And yeah, so it's the beginning of the year, so I might as well do it right now, start that and let that just be the rest of my life.
Ashe.
I say,
I'm with you, Queen Aduni. My whole viewpoint about money has changed, and a lot of stuff I realize we kind of hold ourselves hostage to the status quo because we have these conversations and viewpoints that are just either old, outdated, stagnated, or just founded on the fact of stuff that we just didn't know, period. So, first of the year, my viewpoint about money is completely changed, and I am really changing my relationship around it, and making sure that I see where every penny, literally every penny goes, because it's so important. It's so important. I don't want to second guess it. I want to know if a bill is paid, I have a receipt for it, or a text message or something saying that this is paid. There's a show we've been watching, old show called Princess. You can find it on YouTube. And it's a financial planner in Canada that takes these young women between 18 and 30 who are basically living off their parents and living off everybody else, living these fabulous lifestyles, but they broke as hell. And she makes them go through their budget and see where, okay, you need to make more money, where you need to make a lifestyle change, where here's the budget. And she makes them do a budget with a debt repayment plan built into it. We can make budgets, but do we add our debt repayment? So now I'm sitting down and I'm looking at all the debt that I'm in. And now I'm creating a monthly budget that includes me repaying my debt to get out of debt, as well as saving. So when you break it down, I'm gonna say, it's a show, like I said, it's called Princess on YouTube. It's just it's really interesting. But the part of it is just breaking it down. And she breaks it down like, this is how much you're making. This is the lifestyle that you're living, income. And then if you was to add the income that you need to live your lifestyle plus budgeting, not for budgeting, debt repayment, it'd be amazing. It's people making like 20,000, living a lifestyle where they need to make 50,000. And you add the debt repayment, it's like, oh, you need to be making $100,000. If you're making $100,000, you've got some serious lifestyle changes to make. So I really like hearing this stuff over and over again, and then even applying. Right now, I'll be honest, transparent. I got debt collectors calling me right now, and I tell them, look, I have a major need that I'm taking care of that's present right now. I can't deal with you right now, but I will, because they want you to make a payment right now. And I'm like, I can't. I'm loving the language. I'm saying I can't make that decision because I have to sit down and factor it into my debt repayment plan. I'm putting it into my debt repayment plan. So why don't you give me a call around the 1st of February once I have my plan for you and everybody else situated and taken care of. They don't like it, but they understand, like, hey, I'm not blowing you off. I have another major need that I need to take care of. My major needs for right now need to be taken care of first. Once I take care of that, then I can sit down and calculate a plan according to my income right now that will satisfy everybody, which is the debt repayment. So I'm using the terms and the terminology and everything. I'm getting better respect from people. They totally understand what's going on. And I feel better because now I do have a budget that I have to consult before I make a decision. Like my budget is my third partner. Can you do this? No, let me sit down and look at the budget. What's available right now? No, I can't. What needs to be taken care of? I love having these conversations. And I love the fact that I have other sisters to have these conversations with. Because it feels better. Before, nobody ever sat down and broke it down like that for me. So I just wanted to share, be transparent about what's going on with me right now. And I look forward to having more conversations. I love having the conversations. Just wanted to let you know that.
Well, Danielle, I'd like to, you say you're available after 1 o'clock because the system that we're using, it addresses your personal budget. It allow you to address a personal budget, a business budget, as well as debt reduction, as well as credit issues, how to repair your credit issues. So it does all around system that'll have you in one area be able to see all of this in just one view.
You know what? Let me take a. I'll give you a call when I get off after 1.
Okay.
Like I said, I have a major need. I have a. Oh, I think that's a blue jay. I have a major need. I have a major need that it is a blue jay. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. That's a blue jay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna look that up. But
Oh.
like I said, I have a major need that that's really forcing me to step out of my box and actually use my landmark training and enrolling people and requesting. I'm not gonna say asking, but requesting for people to assist me. And by the grace of God, it's working. It's working ridiculously. And yes, need some help. Need to get on track. Need to get back on track. Was on track, got off track. And the beauty about it, I realize it's life. Sometimes somebody explained it to me, Kirk, sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, sometimes we're right in neutral, but that's life. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Thank you for your blessing. Thank you for the words. It's time to get on. It's time to get like serious, dead serious about everything, and then stay on there. So Jackie, I'll give you a call. I got to set up my schedule, my call schedule, because that's what happened yesterday. When I got off of work, my phone was blowing up, call after call after call after call after call. Things were getting taken care of, but yeah, I definitely want to sit down and talk to you and actually maybe see the system a little bit more. And yeah, I just ask for my Elizabeth to definitely keep me uplifted in prayer that this situation is going to be taken care of by Friday. Thank God. And my thing is moving forward, moving forward. I am looking for some more clients because it's hard to set a budget when, like, as an entrepreneur or independent contractor, things shift. My mind shifted December 12th when I didn't realize half my income, went off to glory. So when that happened, of course, everybody's like, well, why don't you just find another job? It's in the middle of the holiday season. Nobody hiring right now, December 15th. So I'm like, nobody's thinking about hiring nobody until after the 1st. So I got stuck in a very interesting position where it's like, okay, now it's January 1st. Now I need to replace that income. And I need to get something consistent. So it's a wild ride right now, but I'm open to any and every trick, tool, assessment, plan, whatever, to get back on the right track. But I feel positive because if this was me, honestly, 10 years ago, I would have been in a lack state of mind. I would have been totally the opposite of what I'm vibrating right now. And I'm not there. And I'm so happy that I'm not there. And I recognize the growth that has happened in the last 10 years. Hell, the growth that's happened in the last 5 years.
Okay,
Now
Danielle, we need to pull it.
Sorry.
Thank you for sharing. I know life is happening right now, right? Really happening. Mama Het.
Greetings. How is everybody doing today?
Great.
Grand Rising. Thank you, Jacqueline, for bringing this up. I was just thinking about how when I I was working at NBD and I decided that I wanted to get a car. I was living in my own apartment. I told myself, let's reduce what I'm spending so that I can save for this car. I I was in a lease and I wrote the apartment complex. I wrote the company and told them that I have some financial changes and that I'm going to need to move. And they didn't even hold me to my lease, which was beautiful. And I moved back home with my mother. We had another place that I could move in above my grandmother. So I did that. And at work, I stopped spending. I stopped, I used to go shopping every 2 weeks because I was I had 3 different jobs. So I was shopping, every 2 weeks going to get things. But I just stopped all of that. I stopped hanging out, stopped going out. And I was able to save my money to get my car. When we want something, we'll make the sacrifice. And, it's just, and then when I left my position with DPS, people are like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to do everything I know how to do. And what I don't know, I'm going to learn. And so, again, I just reduced how I spent money. We will support businesses that, we're making investment in Nike and Gucci and Louis Vuitton. And, They have villas all over the world and planes, and we funded those things. We will hand over foot support somebody else's business. So I started thinking I have to support my legacy, the wealth of my home. So I began to live like that. All you got to do is stop spinning out, or think about things differently instead of going to, when you go to a restaurant and they get your order wrong, that's a good motivation. Take your butt to the market and make your food. You know it's gonna taste right unless you burn it. But you'll take more care or spend more love into, and sometimes we want expensive cars. Well, those cars take oil and gas and insurance just like the rest of them if you take care of them. So I just had to, you got to just change your mind. And we know we have all these solutions. We know the problems, we know the challenges, we know the solutions. Apply,
Apply.
apply. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mama Evelyn?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say, who are so because I do want to join this plan that you have, Jackie. So I just need to decide who I'm going to go in under. Would that be Queen Aduni or Mama Raziya or who else, or you, or
Queen Aduni.
Queen Aduni. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we'll take care of that when the time comes. I mean, when you're ready.
Okay.
I'll guide you, but we'll use her site to have you
Okay.
join. But that's the thought for anyone that comes on the site would be Queen Aduni, unless, between she and Bridget, they choose Bridget potentially. But for sure, if Bridget ever brings someone on herself, then that's who will come under her. But above that, right now, is just to do something.
Okay.
To set your intentions that you want to make a change and to do something. Relatively, I'm sure we'll help you with whatever or however you want to approach it. But for sure, with this system, I have the base knowledge, and I'm teaching Queen and Bridget and my Raziya, whoever else wants to use this system. I can help you specifically with this, but with anything, to make that change, just like today it's a 369, whatever you want to start making a change with. We're going to support Danny with, keeping track with her 3-day meal prep. But what about Danny, for anybody, make your 369, what goals or what changes, and what are those goals at those mile points? If it's 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, $3,000, whatever, what's the 6 months, $6,000, or 6 months of expenses, or whatever. What do you want your goal to be that you are working towards? $9,000, 9 months of expenses saved, 9 months giving yourself. What do you want those 369s to be for yourself, regardless of what it is? Because as who shared, it's like, wake up with intention. Danny, I think Miss Danny shared that. Wake up with the intention of having a plan of, just not having your day start and you don't have a plan for the day. So Miss Evelyn, will, for sure, those online that are regular members with Elizabeth's, right now, if you come in, you'll come in under Queen Aduni.
Okay. Okay, that was one thing, and I'm not. I don't want to say I don't have any like creditors calling me, because I eliminated that a long time ago. I do have 2 credit accounts, PayPal, and I have a Chase through Amazon, which it's been going on way too long, and I've been paying the minimum way too long, and I had gotten to the point where I was paying it and not messing with it, and it got up there, And then we had to pay a phone bill. I was like, okay, at least it was there.
Well,
But yeah, and then how to, just how to, and just what should I focus on to increase my income
well, those are things we
in
can.
other ways. And I don't know if you know anything around, Social Security or how that works with
I'm
making extra
learning it.
money. You
I'm
learning it?
I
Okay.
just turned 62, so I'm able to apply for. So I'm gonna learn that too.
Okay. Yeah, because I
So we can
I
address.
believe. Mm.
We can
I was just
address.
gonna say I believe that we're owed that. I believe that we're owed that. However, I don't like the restrictions they try to place on you. Like, really? Okay, I'm squeezing.
We
Yeah,
gotta do.
I don't
know.
like the
Yeah.
restrictions.
But we'll just work. We'll
You're
just
this
work to
age now, so you have to be in this little box and do this, and you can't go any further. And it's amazing how many in our age bracket that go into getting their Social Security fall for that. I mean, accept it and limit themselves to it. And I'm like, why are you doing that?
It's for
You
each.
know, huh?
It's how each manages. So
Yeah, I'm not accepting that. No, I'm not accepting
okay.
that. Yeah. So, okay.
Okay.
She
You
did
have
like,
my number. You have my number.
she did like,
Yep.
like, so, ooh, I ain't not accepting that. So, ooh.
Yeah. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
I think we all just need to take a breath. Good,
Yeah.
look.
Well, ladies, I appreciate the sharing, and just with anything, the whole thing is, if your finances or the way you're managing your finances is a concern or a stress for you, just consider ways. We're here to support helping you minimize that, in whatever way that we can, be it, well, however it can, because a lot of times we don't know if we don't know, and we don't know how to manage something. A lot of times it goes by conversation and just opening, having someone say a word that allows you a different view of whatever that concern is, that will allow you to see you need to make a change, and then for you in your heart and spirit to start praying for that change, because I believe in prayer, and with prayer things come to you that you hadn't considered before. And then on that end, we need to be open to those thoughts and ideas that come to you that you hadn't considered before. And as I shared with, making goals and setting plans, when we are pure of heart, to me, when we're pure of heart and hope and prayer, and in a prayer state, asking for guidance, it's going to be given to you. It may not be today, but when you stay in that state, that answer is going to be given to you. So that's my sharing. And the reminder, 369, what are your goals? To make goals, what do you want that 369 to represent for you going forward? Write it down. Queen had asked me earlier, am I journaling? I was given this beautiful journal for Christmas, and I saw it and I'm like, my first thought was, I'm not really a writer. And then I actually have written one time in it since Christmas. And then it was like, how do I write in you? But the journal, the book is like, it's beautiful. And then I saw it was made, actually it's a leather binder and it's made, and it is just beautiful. And so with Queen sharing to me today, it's like, I need to make, that'll be an intention for me. My 3 with that would be 3 months. For 3 months, every day I'm going to write in it for 3 months, starting today. Queen, 3 months, I'm going to start writing. And she said, just let it flow, because that was my question before. And thank you. That's my answer. How do I write in you? Just write whatever comes out. Don't make it to where I say, I've got to write about this. I got to just write and let it flow.
Yeah, and I want to share that Jacqueline was saying that, you know, she's going through something where she's just doesn't know, the energy is low and she doesn't know why she's in this state. And that's why I said, just sit down and just write whatever comes up, because if you ask yourself, yourself knows. And just write whatever, no judgment, just write. If it tells you to make a circle and put an X in it, just do that. And just, you know, so committing to that, wow, that's powerful, because then it can come up. And if it cries, you cry, or whatever, you laugh. But you know what's going on, and you just need a way to get it out. And
Right.
just that writing will open that up. Yeah, Mama Head.
Morning pages will be it sounds like you're reaching for that. The morning pages is a free write. You don't have to worry about your spelling, punctuation, just whatever that hand and that pen come together with, and just flow. I thought that there was something that I was not able to do. And baby, when you sit down and they say first thing in the morning, before you get out of bed, just dump. It's like your draft. They call it having coffee with your shadow, and just shoot everything and anything that comes to mind and just put it on the paper with no judgment, like Sheila said. Queen said, no judgment, just get it out, especially the little nasty stuff, that stuff, and let it go. And she says she recommends that you either wait for 3 months to revisit or burn it. And because, when I was little, we are inquisitive about fire, so I like to burn mine. I tell my mommy, it's okay for me to burn this, Mom. I'm not playing with matches. I'm burning with intention. Because we are fascinated with fire. So if I sent the video in the chat for you to check out. I think her name is Julie Cameron. She's also the one who did the Writer's Way, because she did that to help people with writer's block. But baby, when you get up and put that pen in your hand, you gotta get nice pens too. I like to buy color pens. I'm done.
Thank you.
Deitra?
Well, yes, I like this topic of conversation because I like to write too. However, when I have a journal, I go through 5 or 6 pages of writing, and I'm like, I know, and it's like I could write so much, and because I can be I'm not a person that talks a lot. I don't have the gift for gab, but I can write. I will write. And so, yeah, so that's the issue with me. It's just like sometimes I write so much. That's the only thing.
Well, don't let it be an issue. Just, I mean, that's a good thing, so you get it out. Like you said, you don't have to get for gab, but you got to get for writing. And so,
yes.
Don't make that an issue. Just go.
Okay.
Go with it.
Sounds good.
You and my daughter, Mama Hat, with them pens.
Got
It's
you.
an
Thank
addiction.
you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jacqueline, let me see your journal. I want to see it. It sounds so pretty. I was like, ooh, paper.
It's
Send it,
upstairs.
take a picture of it and put it in WhatsApp.
Okay,
I want
I'll
to see
do
her.
that.
She sounds amazing.
It's a beautiful journal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's
And
upstairs.
Okay. And you know what's also funny? I don't know how many of you are on Facebook, but you know, we talk about, oh, I wish I could write a book. Go download all the stuff you've said and done and written on Facebook. You probably got 3, 4 books right there. I mean, think about the things you've typed. I mean, come on.
Mm.
Really.
Mhm.
Good point.
You know what, Jacqueline, what other thing that comes to my mind is, as you're writing or getting with somebody, I know, Almighty Grace, Reverend Almighty has been doing the, burning all that stuff in the past, because it sounds like there's a lot of, like, I don't know, you just need to get it out and burn it, you know,
Data.
or whatever the spirit tells you to do. And there's a lot of those kind of sessions going on. I believe that Mama Het and Danielle just got together, the two of them. Was that what happened? And just did it, you know, did a session. So, you know,
And
you
then
can get with,
place to burn hers. And
mhm.
I told her, come over. I got 2 pits over here. Bring your whole box of everything. Bring all your paper products. Let's just watch the fire burn. And then interpret the fire, because the flames will speak to you, the embers will speak to you. Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a question. This is Amani Grace.
Hey,
Hey, Grand Rising, everyone. I
Grand
need to ask.
Rising.
I want to ask Evelyn a question. Evelyn, what's your daughter's name?
Sheena.
Okay. Do you know Kevin knows your daughter? That was on the call, the white guy.
Yeah, Big Cab.
Yeah, he knows your daughter.
Yeah, Big Cab, the comedian.
No, Kevin, that was on the call with us on Friday.
Okay.
The white guy from DC.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was blown away by that. Do you have somebody living with you in your basement?
Yeah, my daughter does. Yeah.
Well, he knows her because he was like, I know her. I know her daughter, Sheena.
Oh, you mean Tava?
Tava.
That's
Yep.
Tava.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tava. So
Oh,
he knows Sheena and Tava.
oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep. I thought that blew me
Yeah,
away. I was
'cause
like, why you didn't say something? He was like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, you know her daughter. How you know her daughter?
mhm.
Ask your daughter if she know Kevin Burnell.
Okay. Is it Burnell?
Kevin Burnell.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask her.
Because you know
Yeah,
Tava.
my daughter used to hang out when she was young. Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, she used
So
to
I just
hang
want to
out.
say, that
Okay, I'll let
because
her know.
it was so surprising and from the left. So I'm
Small
like,
world.
right. So all right, I'm done.
I say, thank you. Well, Queens, it is 3 minutes till, and want to make a few announcements tonight. We have the today is Tuesday, right? So tonight at 7, we'll have our session. We'll be talking some more about social media. I'd like to really see the leaders of the group if possible, because we need to give our sisters a State of the Union address. In other words, for each day, we want to set some intentions of what we want to make sure that our sisters get this year. And you start with the first 6 months, and then what do we want to accomplish, and how we all feed into each other to make sure that that gets done. So I really need to really have that talk with you individually, all of us together, so we can pull that together. I said Friday, but let's do it. Let's have it ready for next Friday, so we have time to individually think about your show and what is it that you need, what's working and what's not working, And yeah, and bring it to you. I'd also like for those who are not the quote unquote host of the show or on that team to share with us in the app, share with us what you would want to hear and see this year. What do you want? And if there's a particular person that can handle that, you would like to see them handle that, bring it on their show, then let us know. Otherwise, it'll be just up for grab to make sure that it happens. Okay, and
Can I just say one thing about that before 10
Mhm.
o'clock? Okay, so okay, I already know the show. What I'm doing on Thursday is divinely guided. I've been asking for what do you want me to teach, and all I'm hearing is okay. The closest I've gotten to is the first Thursday do this, second Thursday like each Thursday have an intent that way. But as far as what the topic is concerned, so frustrated yesterday because I'm like Thursday's coming up. What are we doing? And I hear nothing. So it's divinely guided. I'll hear at the last minute. So I just need to say that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because we know that's how the shows go, period.
Okay.
And
But
so
I didn't want to come to the call tonight and you asking me for the State of the Union and I don't have none.
It's gonna be on the fly, baby. It's gonna be on the fly. Just what the feeling is, you know.
Yeah, it's what, yeah.
I mean, frustration is a show. That's a show in itself. We all know. I know frustration. Anybody else? How
Yeah,
do we deal with frustration?
yeah. Oh, hey, somebody put on here a good subject. I like it, mirror work. That
Oh,
was
look,
good.
look, look.
Oh,
She was already look.
that's a good subject.
Mhm.
That's a good subject. And I'm gonna have, yeah, okay. So even just talking about it, I think because mirror work, that's how come on that first show that I did, I asked, what do you guys want? Like what's wanted and needed rather than what I want to bring to the party.
Yes.
So I'd rather deal with what's wanted and needed. And if any of what's wanted and needed fits inside of what my capabilities are, then I can take that on.
Mhm.
Rather
I
than
mean,
trying to
us
lay something.
releasing help open up that door. You know, we did the releasing. Now we can think. Okay.
Mhm.
That is so good.
Mhm. I see.
Ashe.
I want to also, for those of you who remember Claudette, she has a workshop coming up in January 27th through the 29th. She's inviting all of us to come. We can get a group discount and she'll work with you. Taking Women Higher presents a touch gathering in Detroit. Experience the deep love you have for yourself. Sink into a loving partnership between mind, body, and spirit. Leave with gems to access your true magic and to give up force. And to give up force. See men through new lenses and walk with a new attitude as a sensual diva.
So Sheila, I went on her website yesterday and it wouldn't come up. So I need to try. I mean, I need to attempt again to see if I can find her website because I typed in. Oh, I think I didn't put the C on there. There it is. Okay, never mind. Challenge met. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I can send you the price and stuff. But if we come as a group, like 3 or more, and we'll get even a better price than what's on there. But I need to forward the and I will forward the email that she sent me, because when you click down here, then that's when all the detailed stuff comes up.
Okay.
But if you, I heard Danielle and you, Mama, had say you were interested, so I did tell her, I gave her your names. That
okay.
Yeah.
She's probably really busy, but we're gonna connect because I need her for February. I need it for February.
Okay, all righty, Mama. Okay. that's all that I can think of.
I
Right
don't like leaving. I don't like the leaving part, but I'm okay. Okay.
now.
Ah, mama hat.
You are so
We
funny.
need an apartment building. We need to all live in the apartment building. Everybody have their own space. We can have a big A kitchen, but
That's why I said this whole
Mm.
show is like we all live in this mansion and we come down to the kitchen. But
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something, sisters. It is time to build. It is time to we have enough people that we can buy a building, and we know enough people that we can get that building fixed up where we can do things.
That's
We
what
need to
need.
start investing together. And I mean,
Only
there's
way we
so
gonna
much
make
that we can, yeah. I mean, can you imagine? All of us do things. All of us have to go somewhere to find a place. Why can't we just get a place, fix it up, and do what we need to do? To me, that's simple. It's all about us. What is it you need? We know we need a kitchen. The kitchen has to do so and so because we have people who are chefs. We know we need a big ballroom area because we do events. We know we need classrooms so that you can teach dance and art, and that's just a building. It's just 4 walls. It can be,
you can always
all
add
kinds of
on.
programs. And we are women. Number 1, money. Number 2, we are Black women. There's money for us. Number 3, here's the big one. I have at least 40 something years of experience in running my business. Same with many of you. So we got all 3 things going for us. So let's just make it happen and remove this struggle stuff. She just looks so pretty right there. And remove, I mean, let's get down to some business now.
I just want to say,
And
right as you said,
go ahead.
okay, just let me just say, like animal medicine, like the blue, Danielle had the bluebird show up. Where I'm staying at, it's a whole cackle of turkeys, about 6, about 10, 12 of them. It's a family of them. And as soon as you start talking about the house, all them turkeys ran across the street and ran to the house across the street. So we're gonna look up turkey medicine, see what the turkey.
Okay, run into it.
Run into the house.
Show up. Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God.
Ebony, you had your hand up, honey?
Yes, I was just wanting to share with you that I do have a business. I just formed a partnership with a nonprofit that has both buildings you are manifesting right now. One is called the Divine Artistry Lounge on Grand River in Detroit. And the second one is called the Divine Living Resource Hub that we are currently writing grants and working to renovate. They are currently doing events at the Divine Artistry Lounge, and they are welcome to people with new ideas that focus on holistic education and cultivating a community. So if you are interested in that, contact me so I can get you in and we can get you a tour and we can start having this in like outside of Hartsville.
Oh, that's awesome. And let's talk about them coming on the show so we can all hear more about what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 or 2 or 3 or you.
Yes, I'm gathering their information of our expectations right now.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do this, ladies. It's time. We got the budget lady that'll help, that will make sure we're in line with the budget and stuff, right? Jacqueline?
We got Juanita, the builder. Juanita, the builder.
Yes.
We got everything covered.
We got everything.
Bless you.
Everything is covered.
Writing the business plan. We let's do it. And we got those 3 things going for us. What can stop us? What can stop us?
Let me
No.
just tell you. Let me just
Yes.
tell you guys. Oh, here go the turkeys by my house. Now they done came on down. As I looked it up, I'm like, why are you waiting? Turkey medicine encourages personal nourishment. You give so much to others and work very hard, so don't forget self-care. The energy you put in manifests in more energy to give out. Inevitably, those with the turkey totem animal simply want satisfaction. And then the other piece that I wanted to read was, hold on, let it come up. It says the turkey spirit animal teaches us that willingness is the fuel that achieves all goals. Willingness is the Tao energy of pure interest that brings in effortless enjoyment in our endeavors. Turkey medicine asks if you are willing to engage in the situation at hand, or are you resisting it? While dog medicine teaches loyalty, turkey medicine goes even further and shows us the value of even greater willingness to follow an external guide with total devotion and commitment. Turkey, all up in there.
Reverend Normani, I wish you could show us. I wish you can show us the window, show us the turkeys coming to your house.
Is that why they started calling the turkey jive? Because the turkey was so powerful? Is that why they started calling him a jive turkey? Was he grooving to music?
You jive turkey.
Where did the jive turkey come from?
All right,
Gobble, gobble.
10 after you guys.
Oh, can I say this? One
Yeah,
thing. We talk about what we got. We got God.
Yes.
We got God. All of us.
That's the foundation. That's
Number
it.
one.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Love
And
y'all.
that we can pray, we can rest, and we can hush up and get the job done.
STFU.
Yeah, I got you, Ebony. Drop the mic on that one. Hug yourself. Oh, I can feel that pull. Hug the world. And sprinkle goodness and joy and peace and love and happiness and prosperity and hums. Make it fun today. Miff it today.
Miff it today, baby. Love y'all.
Love y'all.